Well, hello everyone. Many of you may not actually be reading this during the weekend, so good evening, good morning, whatever time it is. And I am your host, the founder of 360 Degree Ministries, where the love of Christ must come full circle. And this week, I actually want to take a break from Matthew. I want to take a break from Matthew and just do a few housekeeping things. First housekeeping thing is that we've been steadily hovering around 225 likes over on our Facebook fan page. So, thank you for those of you who like the page. Thank you for those of you who follow the page and keep up with the videos. I share this across Facebook and YouTube, and thank you for those in the email blast that uh, watch these videos. A good friend of mine actually was the one that convinced me to put my face on this, and I was actually really nervous about it. I'm going to talk about that uh, to an extent tonight. But before I do that, um, this is also an intermission for prayer requests, praise reports. Put them on the YouTube comments, do a reply on the email blast, make a comment on Facebook, anything like that. You can even come to the fan page at facebook.com/360 encouragement. That's facebook.com/360 ENCOURAGEMENT. And you can come see all of our updates. The Hump Day archives go exclusively on the Facebook fan page, and Friday features are not so exclusively on the Facebook fan page, but throughout our Facebook and YouTube. Another housekeeping announcement: I'm actually going to look into starting a WordPress-based website, so I can host my material on my own website. So yeah, hey, I'm actually pretty familiar with the WordPress.org console. So be on the lookout for that. Probably midsummer of this year, it'll probably launch. I'll probably launch it on my birthday. For those of you who know when that is, I'll probably launch it around that time. About this face, about putting my face on videos, because I knew that just having a blog was not going to be enough, so I decided to record myself with the 360 logo as the image that was displayed during the videos. But one of my friends, one of my real close friends, he would hate me if I addressed him this way, but he deserves it. He's the one of the founding members of the Brethren in God. Go check them out on BIG Media over on Facebook. You can get a link from the 360 Facebook fan page. Go check out them and what they do. Had to get them when we start that radio program. It was real awesome. But they out in the trenches. They're out in the trenches, making that love of Christ come full circle. They are advancing the cause conscientiously, the entirety of the Brethren in God group. So major kudos to them. So let me get to the point. The year before I got saved at the end of 2007. If I were to recall the time where I conscientiously turned over my life and my way of life to Christ. I mean, I always was at least kind of religious, kind of secular, I was secular academic in the way that I acted, but I at least had a religious kind of deal where I knew God was the supreme being of the universe. But when my relationship with Him started to become real, because if 2007 me looked at what I was dealing with now, he would crap his pants. And I'm sure that for most of you, the you from 8 years ago would look at what you are able to endure now, and then they would crap their pants. I mean, that's a universal thing. That is the essence of spiritual growth. But, you know, I've always been one of those people. You know how G.I. Joe says that knowing is half the battle? Well, I'm about at 49.9 some odd percent. I mean, I know a good friend of mine once told me one of the things that they admired about me, that I was keenly aware of all my shortcomings. And that's a double-edged blade, because when you are keenly aware of your shortcomings but don't have the context by which the shortcomings are there in your life to begin with to help you be able to connect to God in the way that you're supposed to, you find yourself so focused on your shortcomings that you don't feel like you deserve to grow spiritually and reach your full measure. So that has actually been the central conflict of my spiritual walk. The central deceptive instrument that the enemy has used. Why am I saying this right now? Because I never actually thought of myself when I first started this. I mean, before it was a Facebook fan page, it was an email blast. And then before it was an email blast, it was a text message blast. Me sending text messages 6 years ago, I would have never imagined that I would be doing weekly podcasts, because this is technically a podcast. It's a very infantile podcast with a very small followership, but I mean, even Jesus started with just 12. I mean, so that's not that part's not that big a deal. But the fact that it's even at this point, that, you know, little old me and all my issues, pray for my issues, folks, as I pray for yours. Those that I know about, those that I may speculate on, or just me just praying to make sure that each and every one of y'all that I know, you know, got an actual relationship with, reach your full measure, as according to what God has created you for. But me with my stuff, I just never thought I'd be doing this. And I mean, it's not just this that I do. I mean, it's a lot of, and this is, as you can tell, this is going incredibly informal. This is, I mean, in the last 5 years, even just the last 3 years and some change, I've left the job force twice to do ministry. And I'm still trying to find my way, trying to find my specific niche in ministry while seeking to grow and doing all kinds of battle with the issues. Yes, the issues again. But it's just kind of the way that's supposed to go. It's supposed to be battle. A wise man once told me, you're not looking for the part where your battle's over. You're looking for the part where you can do battle conscientiously, and it's just streamlined in a way of life. So that's kind of the point that I'm getting to. That's kind of the point that I'm working toward, where I can conscientiously do battle. Not in a way where, you know, I'm literally doing battle, but, you know, spiritual warfare is not the same as physical warfare. If you imagine spiritual warfare like physical warfare, then your pitfall is that you are on the front lines. And in the spiritual arena where the forces of truth and deception exist, what we have to do is just incline ourselves to understand which forces are the angelic forces and which ones are the demonic forces. You listen for the angelic suggestions of truth and ignore the demonic suggestions of deception. Problem is, and I'm no different, that our hindsight damage disallows us to hear from God as clearly as we need to. And that's a problem, because when your hindsight damage disallows you to hear from God, the wounds that cause that hindsight damage will prevent us from reaching our full potential. So that was a primary prayer that I have for everyone listening to this, even me who is listening to myself speak, that we overcome our hindsight damage and be able to hear clearly from God the insight that we need to be able to understand which way we're going, that foresight. So, but I do thank you guys for continuing to follow. I'm not, again, not in the same time zone as Perfect. Not in the same hemisphere as Perfect. If Perfect was in the Andromeda galaxy, I'd be somewhere hanging out by the Crab Nebula somewhere. Those of you who are kind of astronomy geeks might get the gravity of that joke. Gravity, waka waka. Um, but that's just kind of the spiel I wanted to give today. Just a brief update, calling for prayer requests, praise reports. I really want to hear some praise reports. I want to hear not how this is doing for you. I don't want to hear about that necessarily. I can't say I don't want to hear about it, but what's far more important than me hearing about what 360-degree ministries, the weekend encouragements, the Friday features, and all that, what that's doing for you, it's far more important for me to hear what God is doing for you. That's what I want to hear. Tell me about that. Email blast people, Facebook fan page people, people who bump into this on YouTube. Let me hear those things. I want to hear those things. And if you have prayer requests, just, submit them. You know, you can do it privately if you don't want the whole world to know. I'm just going to establish this rule. If there's a public prayer request, to respect it. And if you don't respect it, I block you and report you. Don't you know? But yeah, just submit those. I just want to. This is just one of those times that taking a break from Matthew. We've been in Matthew for over a year, and I think we took other than this past month, we took one break. One break for Matthew. I said we are literally on part 57. I think it is now. That's over a year's worth of Matthew. So just give it some consideration. Praise reports, praise reports, praise reports, prayer requests too. Also give me feedback. Really calling for feedback. I've called for feedback every week, but I'm really calling for feedback now. What do you want Matthew different? What do you want done differently in Matthew? What do you want to see different in the Friday features? Do you read the Hump Day archives? Would you like the Hump Day archives in a podcast format? Would you like more blogs? Would you like more reading? Would you like more videos? What would you like? It is my solemn prayer that regardless of how thrown off I might be, that God may use me in such a way that his stuff can work through me and reach all the people who are listening to these messages. And obviously that God worked through me so I'd be less thrown off, because thrown off is not good. So, but that's just the point of that and how all that's going. So I hope you enjoyed and continue to enjoy the weekend encouragement and the Friday features and all that good stuff. Hump Day archives will be posted at its normal time. Barring feedback, we're going to go back to the normal Matthew format. We're going to go back to our Matthew walkthrough. And if you'd like an alternative walkthrough, if you would like me to alternate between two different books rather, let me know. Just let me know what you want. Praise reports, prayer requests, feedback, all that good stuff. I want to hear from you guys this week. Can we do that? Let's do that. And as always, I love each and every one of you. There's nothing you can do about it. As thrown off as I am, yes, I love each and every one of you still. There's nothing you can do about it. God bless and have a great week.